You know, when I first saw the picture on the Osmo Action 3, it didn't take me long to realise that it ain't exactly the sharpest camera on the block, is it? All kinds of rumours were flying around, things like, well, it's upsampled 2.7K because it can't do 4K properly because the sensor's not big enough. That was the first one. So now I'm not using 4K, I'm using 1080. It's amazing how 1080 now seems a bit naff after you've used 4K, isn't it? When I first saw the lack of sharpness, I thought, oh, it's the close focus again, just like the Osmo Action 1 and actually the 2. So I thought, okay, I better try it a bit further away. That wasn't a lot better, to be honest. And then people were saying it's the field of view, it only works in super wide, then it's sharp. People were saying standard dewarp made it go out of focus. So I put it in standard dewarp, tested that as well, and I couldn't find anything that was snapping into focus, and worse still, it couldn't be fixed in post. So, like a good boy, I contacted Osmo to say something. There were lots of rumours on the forum, so it wasn't just me was having this problem, and when I wrote to them, they sent me a beta firmware update, and they said this might do it. My feeling was it's the lens or the focus. The lens is defocused. There's something wrong with the lens. It looked that bad. I think it did, but they reckon they could fix it with a firmware update. So this is the firmware update. So I'm going to find a place where there are lots of trees and detail to photograph, put it on a tripod and try it with dewarp on, dewarp off, and all those fields of view. You know what, the buttons on this camera are ever so stiff. Yeah, I'm grouchy today. To be honest, updating the firmware isn't a bundle of laughs either. Updating via that Mimo app is not good, and it played up a little bit yet again, but I got it on the camera in the end. Now I'm hoping that this is a bit sharper than it was. This pastoral scene is on standard dewarp, and that little smudge down the back is actually a lake. Now the thing is, on standard dewarp, people are saying that the dewarp itself causes the lens to not look good, and also zooming in and having the rock steady switched on doesn't help it at all. In fact, at 4K they reckon you're not getting proper 4K because you're zooming in too far on the sensor. So this is standard dewarp. Now, just in case, I've taken my parachute off and I've turned rock steady off. If that's got any sharper, then this is standard dewarp with rock steady turned off. Is rock steady causing it to not look sharp? That's the question. Actually, the question is it any sharper with the new firmware? So now I've turned rock steady back on and I'm on the wide setting. So if it's any sharper, then it looks like the wide setting does it, and it's nothing to do with rock steady at all. Just in case it is rock steady, I've now turned rock steady off, and this is the wide field of view on exactly the same scene. Are you able to see that lake in the distance yet? But this is how it looks in a wide field of view. Rocksteady is back on again, and now it's ultra wide. Look how wide that is. Can you see the lake at all? Now I guess it's a long way away, but this is ultra wide, Rocksteady on. Is it any sharper? And this is as good as it gets. Ultra wide, no Rocksteady. This is the ultimate sharpness from the Osmo Action 3 with the new firmware update. What do you reckon? Can you see that lake yet? And this is the close focus. I'm using standard dewarp and I'm about 2 feet away from my face. Am I actually in focus, or does the background look better than me? Is this camera any sharper with the new firmware update? I only got the update last night. It was sent to me by someone thereafter writing, and they are, in all fairness, trying to sharpen up the camera as much as they can. They're going to try and do something about it, which is good news. And to be honest, DJI are normally very good, or Osmo are very good at sorting out problems, as we saw with the Action 1. So I'm hoping that this can be sorted. I suspect it's not properly sorted out yet, but this may be an improvement, and if it is, great. The Action 3's slightly better with a firmware update, and maybe if this one works well, they'll refine it a little bit more and put it out soon. Hope to see you next time. Cheers for now. You never know, they actually might have fixed it.